And so we're back, our dear viewers, and for our lovely guest, we have Gracious Kimsing,
Stacy Garandang,
Neil Guevara.
and Harvey Africa.
For our topic is a highly requested one. Today we'll talk about stress.
Now, our guests may be young, but will learn from their young mind's perspective.
Then, how do teenagers experience it and cope with it?
For that, we gathered a few questions that we asked on Twitter.
So, for our viewer on Twitter, Kaishi, she asked, what does stress means? Or what makes you feel stressed?
So for me, stress is very difficult to handle, as we all know, especially for us teenagers. Kasi nga, when we say stress, marami tayong nagagawa na hindi natin minimean or we don't really intend to do it, but nadadala tayo ng emotions natin or nadadala nga tayo ng pressure. So usually, for me, nai-stress ako about ACADS sa school talaga, yung mga sunod-sunod na gawain. And of course, that would be very difficult because you can't really control stress unless you learn how to cope with it or you learn the proper ways or the positive ways of handling your stress.
For me, stress is the reaction of the body and mind to change or events that bring intention, pressure or anxiety. This can be caused by different situation or condition of life.
For me, stress is about a one person that feel pressure, and stress is a psychological response to perceive the threat or a challenge. And my stress is about my family because mahirap handle pag hindi na pag-uusapan yung mga misunderstanding sa family.
For me, stress is how people feel the tension around your surroundings. Also, on how everything seems na mahirap or everything seems difficult for you. And for me, my stress is also academic, like Gracious, because I don't know how I can manage it. How will I manage it properly? Because it will depend on my future and also my family also. That's all.
It makes a lot of sense, but now, this is another question from Nisha143 will be very related to that. She asked, how do you cope with your stress?
Of course, actually, I really feel stressed about ACADS. But of course, there are still times where we can't help but feel it. Yet I cope with by distracting myself with billiards.
Actually, I cope this stress by doing something like magagala ako, makiiban ako sa mga klase ko, and sometimes mag-me time ako. Kasi by doing this, nawawala ang isipin ko, nawawala yung stress ko, and nagiging masaya ako by that.
For me, I cope up with my stress by having a me time always, or just sleeping for a whole day. Sometimes I put distance from people around me. If someone knows me very well, if I'm stressed, I don't really stay close with people because I know I will get mad to them, and by preventing saying my masisisi ako sa sabihin ko, I just put distance with them and I just have a make time and just sleep.
So actually, you and me are kind of similar when it comes to distancing yourself from people or sometimes isolating yourself. Because I believe that being by yourself is like the best therapy. Because you can think about what you have done, you can think clearly because you're at peace because you're on your own. But of course, sometimes I still ask for the help of people. I like inviting friends over so they can like come and like gumala kami together, ganun. Kasi it's very important then to surround yourself with positive people so you can cope up with the stresses in your life. And another thing that I do when I want to cope with stress is watch movies, o kaya read books, read Wattpad, ganyan, and read or write, ganun.
So this proves that we have different ways of coping with stress, no? But can also be similar, we have these common ways of dealing with it.
Yeah, that's true. Kasi maraming ways naman talaga para makakope ka with stress, di ba? And usually, yun nga, may mga similarities din naman tayo. Like, halimbawa nga, kapag nai-stress ka, is
You distance yourself.
yeah, dinidistance mo sarili mo.
Gagala kayo ng friends mo. Kahit sabihin mo, kaya mo mag-isa, you still need companion
Yes.
sa ibang tao.
Also, I like Harvey's idea of distracting himself with billiards. Of course, you also gotta do what you like to do, what you love to do. Yeah, so, yeah, you can distract yourself with that so you can cope up with stress. Parang wawala mo na yung attention mo dun sa problems mo.
And by that, hindi ka nai-stress kasi may ginagawa ka.
Naging masaya ka pa.
Yes, that's true.
Yes, of course.
Everything was really meaningful, and I'm sure our viewers are learning a lot. But before we proceed, we will have a short break, and we will be back. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, Mrs. Jones.
Hey, CJ.
Coach.
Emma.
Mom.
Last year I experimented with painkillers and then I started taking them every day.
174 days ago, I started intentionally vomiting after meals.
My anterior cingulate cortex has a population of overactive neurons.
Cutting my arms has become a compulsive behavior.
I started having suicidal thoughts.
Can you help me find the proper support and medical resources?
Can you help me research the best treatment facilities?
I'd love to chat with you about ideas on how to help manage this.
So let's wrap this up with our last question. This is one from Jonas. What advice can you give to your fellow teenagers who are going through a lot of stress?
For me, actually, the things that I can give advice to other teenagers like me is to just be strong on everything that you are facing, or any kind of problem or stress that you are facing is just a phase, and one day there will be a bright sun. Yes, hello. And yes, there will be a bright day after that rain, and everything na maranasan mo ngayon is it will make you stronger one day, and it will give you a lot of lesson, and it will just be such a beautiful memories that na malalaman mo sa sarili mo. Nalagpasan ko yun, but ngayon hindi ko malalagpasan.
Yeah, true.
My advice for the people who experiencing a stress is do what you want lang. Kasi sa pamamagitan ng paggawa mo ng mga gusto mo, naging masaya ka, nawawala yung stress mo, parang gumiginhawa, wala kang nagiging isipin. Kaya para sa akin, may advice ko lang ay yung gawin mo lahat ng gusto mo sa ngayon. Lalo na pag nakakaranas ka ng stress.
Ito. Enjoy niya yung life niya, gawin niya lahat yung mga gusto niyo. And like me, I'm honestly very relaxed. I'm not suggesting we all should be lazy or laid back, but take time for your happiness.
Today has been very meaningful. I hope that we all learned a thing or two from our dear guests. If you have more questions and suggestions, you can message us and we will deliver.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye!
Bye.